this down. So, today, what I'm doing is adjusting the electric park brake. So, Cayenne vehicle, electric park brake in service mode. Brake pad warrant sensor's on because I've disconnected it. Suspension's locked out. Back of my CR Pro. Put handbrake in install position. Oh, application failed. Okay, shut it off, key out, unplug, plug back in. Come on. This plug is like way up in there. Okay. CR Pro back on, over to service. Electronic park brake. On the Porsche. Cayenne. Place handbrake pad. Turn ignition on. Ignition on. Handbrake to install position. Boom. Succeeded to operate. Okay. So now, I'm gonna kill my battery. Key off. Shut door. Jack vehicle up. Obviously you saw earlier. I'm gonna reiterate. Lock out the suspension. It will stop that compressor from trying to fill the bag back up. All you gotta do, I think, so pull out the brake pad sensor here. I just stuck a small flathead in this area right here. Pulled it out, and then this guy, I'll just put him back in real quick. It's like this, right? So you stick the flat blade inside this recess here, pull this guy out, turn this guy sideways, pull him out, boom. Next, there is a triple square 14mm bolt right there and right there. So I'm gonna take those off real quick. Set this up, fill it a little bit, loose, loose. Goodness, is both along. Get a little impact action going on here. Watch your ears. Look at the size of that bolt. Eesh. Okay. Now that those are off, I should be able to, yep. Look at that. Just gonna kind of put it out of the way. Be careful not to scratch it too much. It's a beautiful Brembo caliper. So, all right. The reason for me doing this is I've tried to adjust the parking brake through this hole, and I cannot increase the distance from the pad, from the inside of the rotor hat anymore. So I'm gonna actually take the rotor off to see if there's a problem with the shoes, because I can only get it to 1.5 millimeters, and it needs to be 1.9 to 2 millimeters minimum. So I hope there's nothing wrong with it. We're gonna find out. So I'll be back after I get this rotor off. Okay, well, got the rotor off pretty easily. It required a T45 6-point regular star bit. Now the adjuster's all the way in. These shoes look new. And they look like they were installed correctly. The wheel cylinder looks fine. It doesn't look like there should be an issue. Yeah, they're touching the mounting points, so that's good. I don't know. I'm gonna take a look a little bit more in depth and see what I can find. I'll be back. So with the actuator withdrawn all the way, this is what I get. Rear left, 1.49. Rear right, 1.89. So the right rear really doesn't need much to bring it in spec. The left rear, I can't bring it in anymore. So I'm gonna have to do some research. I'm wondering if the actuator is just out of spec maybe somehow. I wonder if I unplug the actuator, if it'll reset itself, but I need to do some research. I will be right back. All right, holy crap. It is now dark outside. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I found out what the issue was. On the bottom of the wheel cylinder, there was this little clip, and this clip was holding the bottom of the wheel cylinder from extracting all the way inside the wheel cylinder. Oh my goodness. So that means that somebody replaced the wheel cylinder. I mean, it looks like the rear brakes were done recently. So they replaced the wheel cylinders and just forgot to take the shipping parts off. I'm guessing that they put this piece on so that the wheel cylinder doesn't fall apart while it's being shipped. So, oh my goodness. As you can see, my left is now at 2.1. I actually think, oh no, it's within spec. 2.4 is the highest. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to go to the passenger side now and see if I have the same issue going on over there. Anyway, I'm happy. But I'll be back when I take off the passenger side. All right, so this is the passenger side. Let's take a look here. The light. Oh, boom, there it is. Let me get my screwdriver so I can point to it. This guy right here. This thing is stopping this piston from retracting up into the wheel cylinder, giving me the gap that I need. So I have to take these brake shoes off, remove that clip, put the brake shoes on, and I should be all set. It's crazy. These are the easiest e-brake shoes I've ever had to do. I mean, they come off so easily. So let me get the brake shoes off, and then I will show you that little clip there on the bottom. I decided I was going to show how I pull the emergency brake shoes off. So just real easy. There's a spring right here on the back side. I just take my needle nose vice grips. There's a little space between the wheel cylinder here and the spring. I just clamp on there. I use the mount right here, the mounting area for the back of the brake shoes, and I just kind of pry up, and that releases the spring. Boom. Springs out. And let me go get my screwdriver because I didn't bring it. Screwdriver, Phillips head. Pull out the top pin. There's another pin on the bottom. Turn it counterclockwise. Boom. Now you can actually leave the spring on the other side on. Peel the brakes off. That's it. Super easy. Oh shit, I just sent the spring flying. 1 second. So here's the other spring. It's smaller. It just goes from here to here in the big holes. This is the adjuster that you'd be turning to adjust the distance of the brake shoes into the rotor. So this is essentially what it looks like. Easy. Now, what I need to do is just pull that stupid little clip off. Just giving me hell all day, and it's crazy because I couldn't really see it, you know what I mean? Until I started really looking under there, and I was like, what is that metal piece under there? And you could see that it's kind of bent. I don't know if it's hard to pick up, but it's definitely bent from the piston trying to pull up on it, but it can't. You know, that actuator probably has a limit in it, and it won't pull against a lot of pressure if it's stuck. So yeah, now that that's off, shoes back on, adjuster towards the front of the vehicle because we're on the passenger side. Not sure why this is twisted. I'm wondering if me shutting the car off took it out of adjusting the brakes shoes mode. I think it did. So what I'm going to do is take everything back off, go into the car, and put it back in, adjust the parking brake mode. let's see here. Boom, look at that. Falls right in. So, obviously, you guys probably saw when you command the vehicle to go into install parking brake shoes, it spins the top part of the wheel cylinder in and puts it into a position where it's now able to accept the brake shoe. It slides right in now. So my wife came home when I finished the other side, and for some reason I turned the car off and took the key out, so it obviously lost its command to you know, stay. So that looks like that, right? Boom. Boom, boom. The one on the bottom free spins, so you don't have to worry about that one. He'll always turn no matter what. He just kind of stays stationary. So, back to what I was saying. These are the easiest brake pads, or e-brake shoes that I've ever had to do. Alright, so now line up the holes for this pin. Get a little more light on this situation. Okay, so top pin's in, bottom pin in, so it's much easier to see. It's all about the angle of the light. Doing this during the day is much easier. Alright, bottom pin's in, long spring. I like to put it through, behind the flange, the wheel flange, on the bottom hole. Put it in the bottom hole. Get your needle nose back out. Same spot. The light so we can see. Same spot. Boom. Look at that. I'm telling you, it's easy. Might not look like it, but it is. Alright, so this adjuster is all the way in. Throw the road around. Throw the rotor bolt back in. What the heck? Down there. Doing everything from the side as well, so you guys can see. So it does make it a little bit more difficult. That's okay. Tighten it up just a tiny bit. Snug it up. Boom. Now let's go take a look and see how it is. All right, let's see. We'll do check the basic setting, enabling the handbrake. It's not doing it. Right rear is at 0. Okay, let's see. I'm wondering, because I let it spin like that without anything being in there. Let's see. Uh-oh. I'll be back when I figure out what's wrong. Alright, so yeah, what I had to do was turn the car off, cycle it all the way off, unplug the key, undid my CR Pro, turn the car back on, plug my CR Pro back in, placed the parking brake in the service position, and then I was able to go to check the wheel gap, and here it is, 2.16 and 2.37. That means we're good to go. I am going to now put the right rear wheel on, and then I am going to attempt to calibrate it. I don't know if I have to do the grind in, but what I'm just going to try to calibrate it first. If it won't let me do that, then I'm going to do the grind in and then calibrate it, and then we should be okay. I get that stupid light off. But yeah, let me get the wheel back on, let me get the caliper and the wheel back on, and then we'll take a look at the calibration. All right. I have strange OCD sometimes, and I just, the gap was too much of a difference. So I got it 2.16, 2.18. But yeah, now I'm going to put the caliper on, put the wheel back on, so I can try to finish this calibration. All right, so I had some weird stuff happen. So I went for a ride down in the neighborhood to try to do the bedding in. I thought you were supposed to drive the vehicle to bed in the shoes, but apparently that's not the case. I just parked and just kept hitting okay as it went through all 8 of the processes of reaching a certain speed and then slowing down within 8 seconds. But I actually didn't do anything. I just sat here and it went through, and you know, it said that it succeeded, and then I just went down to calibration and it says calibration succeeded. So I think we're good. So I'm going to shut it down, key out, key back in. All right, so still got the check engine. That's it. Holy crap. All right, we're Gucci now. Just check engine. That stupid electronic park brake calibration code is gone. Thank the Lord. All right. So now I think let's just take a look at the check engine. Check engine. We'll go back. Back again. Oops. Back. Diagnostics. Okay. So read codes, cooling system performance, and I bet you this is the 3081. Yep, 3081, which is also coolant. Coolant. So, still have the check engine for the thermostat, which is on its way. I think it's special order. So, I don't know when it's going to get here, but, you know, once it gets here, that shouldn't take too long to get fixed. The strut mount and the O-ring for the right front should be here soon, sometime this week, in the next couple days. So I can switch that out, finally get that fixed, so I can stop losing air. And then that's pretty much it, man. Then I can go into start doing the mods. I just want to get kind of all this stuff out of the way before I start modding. One other thing that I've noticed is I do get at times a fuel sensor fault, and I read that some guy would put fuel injector cleaner in his tank and that would help it. So what I plan on doing is going in the back seat, opening up the access hatch to get to the fuel sensor number 1, and then I think I'm just gonna pull the sending unit out, look at the float gauge, and see if I can clean off the sensor or the rheostat or whatever it uses with gasoline or fuel injection cleaner, whatever, and see if that'll change it. If not, then I suppose I can buy a new one. They're kind of pricey, like $130 a piece. I just don't know what's going on with it because it's so intermittent that it's hard to, you know, say exactly what the problem is. So right now the fuel gauge is reading perfectly fine. I did notice one day I did a U-turn and took off like a jet, and the fault came back. It came on, I should say. And then I did another hard kind of left and it went off. So I'm thinking that it might actually be tangled up, because from what I saw, there's a lot of wires in there. There's you know, like a wire length. So there may be a lot of excess wire, and the float may actually be getting caught on something in there. So either way, I'm gonna pull it out and take a look. Maybe I can make a change. But for right now, I'm chilling. I'm just happy that the electronic park brake message is gone. That it was driving me nuts, because you can make it go away by, you know, hitting this back arrow right here. But as soon as you slow it down to a certain speed, it would just come on, and it would, the chime would go off, and, you know, it pops up big and yellow on your display, and it's just like, oh my God, it was just so annoying. So I'm happy that that's gone. For right now, it's just a check engine light. So yeah, anyway. Appreciate y'all rocking with me, trying to figure out this issue. It was interesting trying to figure it out. It took me, what time is it? 2100. Wow. Yeah. It took me a good 5 hours, I'd say. Maybe a little bit more, on and off, to figure that out. Mainly because I'm not familiar with the car. So I'm trying to learn all the systems and how everything works. You know, I tried to adjust it, took it for test drives, brought it back, tried to do some brainstorming, had to take some breaks, talk to the neighbors and whatnot. But yeah, we got to figure it out. That's what we do. I'm not scared. I'll figure it out. If it was built by a human, it could be fixed by a human. So, alright. I'm almost home. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.